Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to do the behind the scenes of the KONE elevator in Minecraft. Mine-imator. The Minecraft animation I made was mine-imator. But this KONE elevator, this masterpiece KONE elevator is so detailed. And yes, this is the most detailed elevator in Minecraft without a doubt. And if the background noise of my microphone sounds a bit different, that's because I'm on vacation in a hotel right now. And so yeah, so we're gonna zoom in here, and here we got our KONE elevator. So how this is made is that these are the doors. So we have it called right door plate, and this one being the left door plate. I'm gonna bring them out to show you. So these are the doors right here. So these are the doors. We got the KONE elevator doors right here. As we took them out, and yeah, these are the doors. And I'm gonna show you all the parts right now. So we're gonna separate these apart and show you behind the scenes of the doors. So first we show you the details of the doors, how they're made. And then the last part we do with these pieces is show the animation and how it's animated to move at the end. So you see these black bars here. If you click on it, double click, and click there. It says black shield. Black shields right here are installed onto the door. And to get all the positions done, the scales of these items, if you look over here, this is the position area. So if I move this, you can see the x-axis number change. And if I move it over here, you can see the z-axis change. And you move height, that's the y-axis changing. And that's the position moved. That was moving the position. Now I'm going to show you how the scale is. So 1.90 is the height of the door. If I lower it a little, you can see it's getting smaller. That's the scale of these things. So yeah, these are the doors. Right here. And now I'm going to show you the windows. These little windows with all these lines, how they're made. So this is called the left door window. Same thing on the right door. It says right door window. And how these lines are here, and how do we create the windows like this in a Minecraft animation? You know, usually windows in a Minecraft animation are like this. Like, let me show you. Like, dude, look at this, man, glass. You have this texture. This is what you always have for glass in Minecraft, but how do we get the glass to be completely plain like that? Like, how do we do that? Well, it's how are these cubes made? How are they made at all? It's the question of all these custom textures. Well, if you go over here, you go to cube. If you search your browse, I'm not gonna show all the other ones that are there. It's not your business what it is. So yeah, if you look here, maps. This is how I put together the map. So it's not just a grass field. If you see here, these are symbols and signs and logos for the elevators. Like, this is for the mini wheels for the guide rails. This is traction rope, texture, door open logo, white arrow. For the door closing logo, I couldn't find, so I had to use 2 white arrows and make that. So, and you got the elevator alarm logo. This one was a fail, but this one was successful. You got the elevator up/down arrow. This is for the black indicator with the red signs on it. The screen, the mini screen on it. We got that and stuff, so yeah. And yes, that's that part right there. So now what we're gonna do is, well, show you how the textures are in there. So we have a cube, and this is called plastic texture from Theme Park Tycoon 2. It says that because it's very similar to that. So if you create that plastic texture, you got a cube with the plastic texture. So yeah, how do you get the texture? Well, you look on Google Images for concrete, plain smooth concrete, and use a snipping tool. So that's a That's an Atlantic image I took there, but yeah. Anyway, we got this cube, and if you want to make it the shape of all these parts, change the scale of these things. Like that, for example. Like this. You mess around with whatever you want with these doors and all that. You do this. Just move it up. And make sure it's aligned correctly, so type in the correct number. Like, try to get it as close as possible to touching, but not go into the item. Just touching the item, but not go in it. So make it perfect, make it perfect alignment. So that the elevator looks very good, no misaligning. So, yeah. Now what we're going to do is... But that's not the same as the texture of the door. The texture of the door is metal, not the concrete. So the texture came from elevator texture KONE number 2. So how we create these doors is if you can see here, you're going to go ahead, make the door like this whip right here. 0.75. And now what we're going to do is we're going to scale it up to get it right. So, hold on. Jeez. Oh my gosh, dude. So, yeah, is the alignment? Yes, I guess so. So now what we're going to be doing... Actually, we're going to make it a little lower. 7.7 would be good. I made it a little too big a little bit, but it's alright. And so that's the width of the door. And for the thinness, for our thin doors, you've got to go to the Z-axis. Do that. So if you look at the scale of the door, it's just a 0.07 and 7 point. It's a 7.75 for the door's width. But don't do that. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a big jet passing by right now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and explain all the scales here of the doors while a big fighter jet is passing by. So, anyways, guys, that was a big fighter jet passing by. You might actually know where I am right now. You probably know what place gets all those fighter jets passing by. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so for the windows, make sure you have no texture. No texture. None. Plain. To make it a good looking window. And how is it transparent like that, receiver? Well, how you do that is you go to color, and if you see the alpha area, it says 20%. If it was 100%, it would be filled, no transparency. Like these items, they all have 100% alpha, no transparent, but for the windows, they're supposed to be 20%, so they're windows. That's how it's supposed to work. And that's what you do. Make sure you get all these different scales of the different parts, like all these numbers here, to be correct and to align it perfectly without it touching the previous part. Without it going in the previous part, but touching. Like exactly touching, but not going in not going in a single cell in the item. And here we got these, for all the lines in the window, you got these, it says right door window bar. You got all these right door window bars right here. So if you want to do that for the window, you're going to have to, so 17.3 and 17.75. 85. Alright, so we got 45. It adds up by 30. Okay. 70. So yeah, it adds up by 45s. So every row increases by 0.75. 0.75. 0.75. Higher. If the parent of it is the door. Okay. So how does all these items move along with the entire door? Well, it says that the parent of it is the left door plate. If it wasn't the parent, if it didn't have a parent, but still was looking like that anyway, but it would have to be different scale numbers and look like that if it had no parent, because the parent's item and the base of the item is different. It could be a lot different scale. It changes the scale of all the other things. So, yeah. Like for example, if I change the scale of this door, it changes the width of everything, including all these items here. But now we're gonna increase the size back to how it was. So yeah, that was the example piece we went down. So yeah, we got all these window bars. And the vertical ones, you'll actually move it by 0.9. every time. 0.9, 0.9, 0.9 like this. See, negative 0.9 here. This is the center of the door, so it says 0. And over here it says 0.9 positive number. The other side would be a negative 0. So yeah. If you move it horizontally, it's 0.9 every single time. If you move it vertically, it is 0.45 every time. So I'm explaining too much. This is so complicated. Yeah, see this piece of the door. That's an example. We don't need that no more. That'll be the same thing for the other door, just mirrored over, symmetrical. Now that we're done with the example of these doors, we're gonna dig deeper in here. These are the cab doors. Right here, it's the same thing, except without all the lines and the windows. It's just the windows, no window bars. But over here, but the thing is, how are they gonna be opened realistically? Yes, that's right. I included the detailing of these bars, the lever, the screws and all that. The left cab door attachment. So hold on. We're gonna get back at that later, actually. So for right now, actually, we're not gonna focus on the cab. We're gonna focus on this here. So you see these bars? These don't have a parent. But all these items in the entire base of the elevator shaft and the doors and all that is in a folder that's called KONE elevator. So we know how we organize these things. So yeah. And the buttons, how is that animated? You got these buttons here. And these are cylinders inside the wall, actually. And they do that, but like that. This is the emergency call button that can't move because it's actually a parent of all these other items. They'll just move along with it. So screwed. So yeah, now what we got here is, you have all this detail with the text and all. How do you do the text? Well, you're gonna go over here, go to text, and for the fonts, search up on Google where it says where you download fonts, and search up a site you can download fonts from. You should download the classic bold. Like this is Open Sans regular. And you change the scale of all that to be so small, to make it small enough to fit. This is call placed and call online. And this is where you type in all the things like that. As you can see. So all these holes, it's like a speaker that says the voices. This is going up or going down. That would be in a cab. So why is it out here? Just don't know. So it's called this. Oh yeah. So now we know what the speaker is for. The speaker is for the emergency call system, where the person you're calling on the other side, their voice comes out the speaker. All these cylinders are the holes for the speaker. And over here are 2 keyholes where you put your key in. And look at this detail. You got the fire emergency free exits. Use exit. The one in the middle is the exit. The other sides are the skips, are the ones that you don't do in case of a fire. Elevators are out of service. This is all a text. It's like that. And in the logo with the fire logo is a surface. It's like this kind of thing. Alright. So remember, search up the elevator emergency fire logo on Google and use snip tool to sketch it out. But if you want to do it without the background, you're gonna have to go be very careful. You're gonna have to do it very carefully. And make sure you have no background, well, you're gonna have to sketch it out like this. You would have to draw the outline of the whole thing. See, there's a bit of light sticking out. Because I'm not really the best at sketching out these things. Drawing the lines of it. Tracing. You have to trace it. You have to trace it like that to make it perfectly good. But yeah, hold on, it looks weird. I'm gonna get the doors back. There, now the doors are back in. Fine, after undoing all of that, on the other side of the door frame, we got, please let persons with disabilities and seniors board first. Thank you. With the text and all that. Handicap logo. And the split point, which is actually connected to the text for some reason, but not the symbol. You got the elevator logo. That's the handicap logo. And up here you got the same thing. Where it says elevator to platform. And over here is this light. You got a lights here that shines up the doors. Elevator frame light. And to make it glow, you go down here and change the brightness level of the item to 95%. and it's not really gonna shine brightness to spread, so it's not gonna do that. To make it look like it is, you're gonna have an invisible point light here to make it look like that. So yeah. Now what we're gonna be doing is taking a look at the shaft. So all this glass here, the front glass walls, are built like this, like that. So yeah, all right. And then what we got is this stuff. And then what we got is for these shaft walls here. And for all these gray lines, you have these poles, black poles. These black poles here, and these horizontal poles are actually a parent of one item. Of all this, as you can see here, that's what that is. So now we're gonna look at the rest of the shaft. So here we go. Alright, so what we got here is the elevator doors on the shaft side. And they slide on the rails. How are the rails made? How do they have all that detail? Well, for the tip end of the rail, the dead end, where it actually has that stop point, is this piece right here, a bar. And you got this. Now all these bars here. This one's a gray, darker color. This one's a brighter color. You change the color in this area, as you can see. You're getting all these pieces here for the rails to look so detailed. Now would be where Dulles Airport is, but it's so flat. And over here you got the guide rails. For the parts of it, you have this part, and the other part of the guide rail is actually right down here. It's actually the parent of it, right here, the other part. It moves along with it. Guide rail. Same thing for this guide rail, and the same thing for these other two guide rails. These guide rails are for the counterweight, and these guide rails are for the elevator cab. And now we're going to show the counterweight. So the counterweight here, we have these wheels. How are they made? So we got these parts. We got the other counterweight rail wheel part. So you got these parts. Here you got the left wheel part. The part that connects the wheel. Like that. Where the wheel is connected to spin. It wasn't animated to spin really. Too bad the axis. I mean, the axis is not good. The point where you have to rotate it like that is not available. See, there's no red circle around here for that axis to spin it that way. It's just not there. It just wants to be stupid like that. And over here you got all these weights. And we got these black lines to split them all into several weights. Weights. So you can see those weights. And I can fit quite a lot more. And the same thing on the top. Rails, the wheels, and that. Over here we have the ropes. So the blue parts are the traction ropes. These are traction rope supports that support the ropes to connect in a better way. And here is all the ropes. All the traction ropes. And to make it never spit out of the ceiling or get too short and just disappear from there and disconnect, I changed the scale of the length of the cables. Changed the length of these things. Changed the length of these things pretty easily. So yeah. That's that. That's the roof. And here you got the elevator cab. So, you got these ropes here. You got traction rope supports here. 7 very strong, solid ropes that carry the car. So yeah, so as you can see, this is a traction elevator. It's traction. Traction elevators have the ropes that pull the cab up. And hydraulic elevators have the pistons that push the elevator up. Yes, so yeah, these are traction elevators. This is a traction elevator. You got these bars here. You got these ropes. And they flatten on the way up like a mountain somehow. Because all these angles, these very small angle changes. For the animation to make them look like that, we changed them to make it steeper and steeper. I can change the number more when it gets close to the top. When it gets shorter. So yeah. And now what we're gonna do is look over here, the guide rails for all where all the wheels are connected to. You got free rail wheels. Right here, you got free wheels connected here, inside here. You got all these poles here that connect the wheels so they spin. These pieces, all these different pieces and stuff. And you got this yellow fence of bars and all that stuff. The yellow fence. And for the rest of the cab, we're gonna get the cab out of the shaft for a better view. Get the cab out of here. Alright. So what we got here is the elevator cab. And over here are the cab doors, controlled by the system here. You have the right door wheel and the left door wheel, connected with all these parts that are parent after one another. As you can see. So as you can see, it moves like that. And the lever part moves like that. And as you can see, they're parent after another. They're parent after part after part after part. To make it look great. To make sure every single corner stays connected for these screws and all that. So these are the supports. These are the levers and the door attachments. Right there. And this is the cab door operator, where all the machines are. Like the big box. And you got these angled lines here, connected to this piece here and this piece. Now you got the same guide rails from before. And now we're gonna look inside. So yeah, this is the cab, the elevator cab panel. This is where you have your emergency call cell phone. These are the buttons. And this is the panel, so this is how it's made right here, the elevator cabin button panel. This is the keyhole for this elevator cell phone holder. This is use a key to unlock for this X here. And these are the buttons that move. They're apparent with these stickers labels right next to them. These symbols, how they made the logos. You got these triangles here, and you got a little piece there that connects to all of them. And this is the cell phone. And the button. It goes back like that and back out. And the train's level on the mezzanine level. Right here. Mezzanine level is the star. The train level has no star. You got the call acknowledged and call placed. Speaker again. Over here's the fire operation. Look where the fire emergency supplies in there. This is elevator number 4. There's 4 elevators in the metro station. This is the 4th one. There's a single shift. This is the indicator, the little screen. Right here. Okay, warning. In case of fire, do not use elevator, use exit stairs. See, that's the text. And how does the indicator keep changing? Well, this is the text right here. If you look behind, you'll see all these parts here. You have the T right behind. And you have the up and down arrow right behind. Like that. Further in the screen, not to be seen. And this is the capacity, 4,500 pounds. And how the vent's made. So you go here. And these are the vents. Yep, those are the vents. And the lights here are very detailed because of another cab light. And you got all these lines here. There's all these cab light lines. Parts and all that. See, that's the elevator cab. Alright, so the cab is back in the shaft, so... Alright, so the cab is back in the shaft. So yeah, got all these ropes and the guide rails. And all that detail. These are shaft walls, like dirty concrete, kind of. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that was the elevator to show. So yeah, that was the elevator shown to you guys. Anyways, guys, goodbye.